be a leader when he's a new guy?
It didn't really seem like it for him. I felt like he's probably been in that role where at UCF where he came from, and so I don't think he really felt that. I think he really stepped in really nicely, and everyone accepted him and brought him in, and yeah, he definitely stepped in the role pretty smoothly.
You guys talked about it being a player-led group. I know you talked about it yourself and also Dylan, but so are some other guys. I know it's early. There's some other guys that have really been more vocal out there.
Well, I can speak for my room. I mean, Theo Weiss and Marvin Mims, we're all getting a little bit older, so we're all starting to step up, be louder out there, be more vocal. We've always led by example, but now it's time to be a little more vocal and step out of our comfort zone a little bit, things like that. So.
You mentioned Theo, just with a guy who's gone through injuries and knows the ups and downs of it. Just what's it going to be like to have him back out there this season?
It's exciting. I'm excited for him, really happy for him. I mean, he deserves it more than anything to work so hard to come back from his first injury and then to have it happen again. And now, I mean, he's right back again, and it takes a lot of work, and it's a mental battle for sure. Everyone's fought through injuries, so I'm happy for him personally to be back out there with us. It feels good.
Between injury, Theo going to the portal, deciding to come back, how have you seen his journey from where you've sat next to him?
How do you mean?
Just watching on as a teammate and a guy who you've been around as he's sort of gone on that journey.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone has their own journey, and everyone takes different paths, and so I'm definitely thrilled that he's here with us now and that he's going to have a chance to play ball again, because at the end of the day, that's what we all love to do, and you hate to see one of your good friends, because it's more than just being a teammate, and we're like a family, so it hurts to see our brother missing games and missing practice and stuff like that due to injury. So, I mean, I'm thrilled to have him back, and I'm just happy for him.
How do you feel like you can build on your season from last year? Has there been anything you've really been focused on during the offseason?
For me, just continuing to just be as consistent as I can and capitalizing on whatever opportunities I'm fortunate enough to have, and just learning this new offense and finding out where I fit in it and how I can use my certain skill sets to run certain routes and certain concepts. And just right now, it's really a learning game at this stage, learning the new offense and stuff like that. But I'm constantly trying to improve all phases of my game, whether it be routes, yards after catch, catch percentage, just everything. Just always trying to become a little bit better each day.
Have you become a lot better route runner? I mean, your dad talked about that a little bit when he was back. He was so impressed with. So do you feel like you've become a lot better route runner since you've been here?
Yes, I feel like, over the years, I've definitely just picked up certain things from other people's games and just evolved a little bit in terms of my understanding of the game, which lets you play faster and more freely in offenses. So I think I've definitely stepped up and also grown physically, which has helped me in some of my routes, being physical with your hands and stuff like that. So I feel like I've done that, and I'm excited for this new offense. It's got a lot of new routes, so I've got to kind of get to learn those and just get a feel for those and how I'm going to run those in different ways I need to run those. So.
I was wondering if it was a different route tree, is it? I mean,
at the end of the day, all offenses have similar routes. You can only run so many routes, but so it differs a little bit, but as does all offenses.
Has it been a lot to learn this new offense? Like, is it a lot to learn it early on, or does it feel like it's going to be a pretty easy process?
It's smooth. We have great coaching, and so they install it well and they teach us well, and reps and practice lets it get ingrained into your mind, and so yeah.
Drake, you've had some quarterbacks here, man, and talk about that a little bit, because quarterbacks need receivers, but you've had some great quarterbacks throwing to you.
Definitely, yeah. I think I've played with like 4 or 5 this rate, but you just practice in the off season and spring ball, fall camp, winter workouts, summer workouts, 7-on-7, throwing sessions, stuff like that. You just start to build that connection, and at the end of the day, it just takes time and reps and just getting to know each other, knowing where your receiver's going to be, how he's going to throw the ball, getting certain looks, stuff like that. But you pick it up.
How about Dylan's ball? What's it been like so far? What's been your thoughts on him?
He throws a great ball. It's all over the tape too at UCF. You could see it, but you can see it at practice today. He throws a great ball, so I'm really excited to see what he's going to do.
We saw what Jaleel did during the bowl game. How different has he felt in recent months coming off of a game like that?
I think he's hungry as ever. Just continue to build, and I think he knows that that's just him scratching the surface, and there's a lot more for him to accomplish and to keep working for us. So I'm excited to see what he'll do as well.
He said you've become a big leader for that group and for the football team. Do you think of yourself that way? Is that what you want to be?
Yes, definitely. I feel like being an older guy is part of my responsibility to help this team and to help the guys in our room, and just do all that I can to bring everyone up to a certain standard, and also to always hold myself to that standard.
How big of an impression did Dylan make just from day one, stepping in? And it seemed like from day one he was like, I'm the guy.
Definitely.
I'm going to organize everything almost.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a very outgoing personality, I would say. And so, I mean, he was real easy to mesh with, real easy. Just, you know, it was easy for him to get to know everyone, you know, make conversation with everyone and just step into that role. And so I'm really excited to see what he's going to do as well.
This might not be fair to ask, but what do you remember about Brent when you were much younger, when he was here, compared to who he is now?
I mean, he's very similar. He's got that fire in him, that passion. I mean, he loves the game, and I mean, he loves his team, whichever team he's on. And so, I mean, it's really cool getting to play for him now. It's definitely a blessing, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do.
Theo mentioned, you know, it's a little bit of a difference in having a defensive-minded head coach. Do you like that aspect of it? Does it feel different to you in that regard?
It doesn't really feel that different to me. You take the offensive calls and you run whatever he calls, you know, and then the defense runs their calls. But it doesn't really seem that different to me. But I just love his fire, his passion, his intensity. You know, it's definitely a good thing to have.
It's not like you didn't know him, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you've been around him really your whole life, right?
Definitely.
Talk about that a little bit. That's kind of an interesting deal. Now he's the head coach, and he was
Right.
away from you for 10 years, but
Yeah.
in your youth, you were around him a lot.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I was best friends with his sons for a long time. Grew up together around here, so it was definitely cool to see him back here. And I hadn't seen him in such a long time. He saw me when I was a little kid, and now I'm a grown man. So it was definitely cool, and I'm excited to play for him.
He probably thought it was a lot different seeing you.
Definitely, yeah. He looked pretty similar. I probably looked a lot different.
Tempo-wise, is it just conditioning? Is that probably the biggest thing? It's not the mental aspect of getting every play down. It's just keeping
Right.
up conditioning-wise.
You just gotta, cause you know, thinking when you're tired isn't always easy. So just building up our stamina and that competitive stamina, being able to just consistently just run routes. You know what I mean? At a fast pace with you know, not as much rest. Just being able to get the call, get your alignment, get your assignment, and then also be able to run full speed routes consistently. So that'll just build up over time.
Is that where the importance of Schmidt and what he's done over the last couple of months? Has that
Definitely.
helped, I guess?
Yeah, I mean the strength and conditioning program definitely helps get you ready for this, but it also is just a different form. Running routes is a little bit different than just straight, you know, conditioning. It's a little more. There's a different intensity to it, so you just gotta slowly build that up, practice to practice.
Appreciate it, Rick.